Let's understand state and society in this video. Have you ever wondered how small family groups grew into big kingdoms long ago? Think of your school growing from one class to many houses. That is similar to how societies grew. This chapter studies how state and society formed in India up to 1000 CE. We begin with two simple ideas that run through this time: a ruler for the whole land, and dharma, which means duty and right conduct. Society means the web of relationships among people who share land, culture, and customs. State means an organized political system with rules, officials, and laws. In the Vedic period, our main sources are the Vedas, passed down orally for many years. The four Vedas are the Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, each with a different focus like hymns, rituals, music, and healing. Each Veda has four parts: hymns, ritual explanations, forest teachings, and philosophical ideas. Politically, people were organized into janas or clans, led by a Raja, a chief, who fought and protected the group. The Raja was checked by three assemblies: the Sabha for judges, the Samiti for big decisions, and the Vidhata for popular meetings. Archaeology shows more settlements in the Gangetic Plain. Iron tools and pottery types like painted greyware and later northern black polished ware. Around 1000 to 600 BCE, Janapadas or territorial units replaced purely kin-based groups. By 600 BCE, larger Mahajanapadas appeared, and Magad became powerful and later gave rise to the Mauryan Empire. In the north, there were monarchies and republics, while in the Deccan and south, other dynasties like the Satavahanas and the Cholas, Pandyas, and Cheras grew. Southern kings used symbols like the tiger, bow, and fish and are known from Sangam literature. Kings had duties and ideals. Titles like Raja, Maharaj, and Samrat show rising power. Kautilya taught that a king must be energetic and set the tone for his officers. Coronation oaths and texts like the Shanti Parva said kings must protect people and uphold justice. Kingship was mostly hereditary, but sometimes rulers were chosen or removed, so power was not always absolute. There were ideas of a pan-Indian realm with words like Jambudvipa and Chakravarti describing sovereignty over the land. The state had 7 key parts according to Kautilya: king, ministers, territory, forts, treasury, army, and allies. The council of ministers included a treasurer, tax officer, legal advisor, and commander. Ashokan inscriptions show this council could act when the emperor was away. Empires and kingdoms used different local units for administration, from provinces to districts to villages. The Guptas kept a similar system and added posts like the Minister for Peace and War. Pallavas and Chalukyas gave land grants to Brahmins and built learning centers and agraharams. Cholas had efficient local assemblies that managed irrigation, roads, and revenue, and used an election method called the ballot pot. The Junagadh rock has inscriptions from several rulers across 700 years, showing continuity in records. Ethics like dharma, rita, and samatva guided how people lived and how kings ruled. Ashoka promoted moral conduct, non-violence, and respect in his edicts. Society had the 4 varnas, but early texts and practices show varna was often linked to occupation, not birth. Jati developed over time as groups became endogamous and more specialized. There was social mobility, and many rulers and skilled groups came from varied backgrounds. The family or kula was the smallest unit, villages formed larger units, and life stages like student, householder, and renunciant organized life. Women often took part in learning, rituals, work, and even ruled in some cases like Prabhavati Gupta. Religious life included yajnas and nature worship, and then renunciant movements like Buddhism and Jainism emerged. Worship moved toward personal devotion to Vishnu, Shiva, and Shakti, and bhakti grew notably in Tamil lands. Education aimed at moral and practical skills, taught in Gurukulas and centers like Takshashila and Nalanda. Literature and knowledge included grammar, law texts, medicine, poetry, and Tamil classics. The economy rested on agriculture, with land tax often around 1 divided by 6 of the produce. Irrigation projects like dams and the Grand Anicut helped farming. Trade used land routes and many ports, and contact with Rome was important for export and import. Guilds of traders and artisans regulated quality, prices, credit, and acted like banks. Let us quickly remember the big points: continuity in culture, political change from clans to empires, organized administration, and a strong economy with trade and learning. So, what do we learn from this? Societies and states grew step by step, guided by ideas of duty, law, and practical needs like food and trade. So, today we learned about political organization, social life, religions, knowledge, and the economy up to 1000 CE. Keep exploring these stories, take small notes, and ask questions when something puzzles you. Enjoy learning at your own pace, and if you want more clear lessons, you can explore related topics on EduRev gently and happily.